Kicking y'all, Kwikpanik here, and I am back with my buddy Miguel Soto, who just did what?
I got 5th place at the San Antonio Regionals.
And what were you playing? I think it was something pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I was playing Mermail Atlantean frogs featuring Nimbles.
That's awesome, man. So welcome back. If you don't know Miguel, he has some accolades. Like, what's your best accolade?
I got top 8 at Worlds in 2015. Top 4 at Nats with Ritual Beast in 2015, and
lots of regional tops. Yeah,
a couple regional tops. But I'm never playing meta deck, so
nope, never meta, never ever meta.
So I always play something that you know, that I think it's fun, and I don't like pendulums, so I'm never gonna play pendulums unless it was Zephyros. Like, I tried Zephyros, but I didn't want to play Zephyros. So you'll always see me playing some kind of rogue deck like Crystron's, Ritual Bees, Atlanteans. I actually have a YCS top with Atlanteans back in 2016. So.
And I think what's really good about playing something that's not meta is your opponent doesn't know what to do, and as long as you understand what your deck is doing and your opponent doesn't, that's almost like a free win, right?
Oh, definitely. Like, I have people messing up everywhere, and they don't know what to Ash, they don't know what to Baylor, they don't know anything, and so that's something that kind of gives me the advantage. And if I see my opponent messing up, then I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. You know?
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's get into the deck profile. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to this view right here, and you got his beautiful mat. And let's just go into the monsters, man.
Alrighty. So the best card in the deck that I want to start off with is obviously Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. If I don't open up this guy, then I definitely feel like I'm going to lose. But once I do open it up, it just opens up the entire deck, and I always want to see this. I always want to see that card. To complement the Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince, I play the 2 Dragoons. The Dragoons basically lets you search for any Sea Serpent monster, and you basically always want to end. You want to end with you want to search your Megalos, and you want to search your Molinglacia at the end, and that way you know you have your power plays. The Atlantean Infantry helps you kind of clear boards. It pops a 1 face-up card on the field, and also its secondary effect kind of comes in handy, where you can normal summon a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent. Yeah.
What are your targets for that effect? Like, what do you normally normal summon?
I usually normal summon either Diva and continue.
Oh yeah, that's a good
continue
one.
with Diva, or sometimes I additional summon another infantry. And it came up once where sometimes in a combo you have to additional summon a marksman, and I play 1 marksman. Marksman isn't very good because a lot of decks don't play like back rows, like Pendulum Magician. They don't play none, and if they do, they play maybe that 1 trap card, but like it's not going to do anything because they're just going to flip it up, so you're not going to get rid of it. It comes up when I side in anti-spell, so that's why I wanted to play marksman. And every now and then you'll see marksman come up, but it does come up in a 1-for-1 combo that I maybe want to show a little later.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's do that after the monsters here.
All right, so those are the Atlanteans. Something to complement the Atlanteans is definitely the Deep Sea Diva. It turns Deep Sea Diva tutors out Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince, and that's what I want it for. I don't play any. She is a tuner, but I don't play any synchro monsters. Even though I wanted to play a couple synchro monsters, but the extra deck is a bit.
It's a bit tight, right?
Tight, yeah. Molinglacia also complements the, I guess, the Atlantean package, because Dragoons is always going to search your Molinglacia, and you always want to drop Molinglacia towards the end of the combo. Because just ripping 2 cards out of your opponent's hand is amazing. So I get to play with everything, and you get to play with 4 cards at the beginning of your turn.
Yeah, could you just go over his effect real quick? I mean, a lot of people who are playing right now might not remember what this card does.
Yeah, so Molinglacia says that it must be special summoned if you control exactly 5 water monsters in graveyard, and if you special summon this way, then you discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand and if they only have 2 cards, then you discard their entire hand. You can only use the effect of Molinglacia once per turn, and the bad thing about Molinglacia is that if they get rid of it, then you have to skip your battle phase.
Yeah,
that's the only bad thing about Molinglacia, but most of the time it's okay. And sometimes I even link away with Molinglacia. I don't even need my next turn's battle phase, because I'm gonna set up like maybe 2 negates, and I'm gonna rip 2 cards out of your hand. So even if I link away with this, you're playing with 2 cards, and you're not gonna break my board. I can skip 1 more time, and I'm gonna have toads on the board to I'm gonna keep making toads on the next turn when I have to enter my battle phase, and it'll skip it. So
I think that's like incredibly critical because we're in a combo format and you need more than one card to go off a lot of times. And just ripping 2 cards out of the hand and starting with 4 or 3 cards, that's wild. It's pretty good.
Definitely. And if I need to keep this on the board, then I will. But if I need to extend my combos and I need that 1 extra monster, I link it away.
Yeah, he's also 28. Like that's 2,800 is not a joke. That's
2,800. Yeah. And sometimes you even make it under Saryuja, and so it'll become a 3,100.
It's too big.
Too big. All right. So for the Mermails, I play Mermail Abyss Teus. Mermail Abyss Teus, you discard a water card and you search a level 4 or lower Mermail monster. And the level 4 or lower Mermail monsters that I play are Gund and Mermail Abyss Pike. Mermail Abyss, I chose to play just these 2 instead of like the entire Mermail package because I felt like they were bricks. When I draw 4 with Saryuja, which you make like every single game and every single like round I was making Saryuja, you wanna, if you draw into Teus, you wanna have the access to either search a level 4 or level 3. With the level 4, you can make a Bahamut Shark play by like special summoning with the Saryuja, and then you have like either a Monster Born or a Soul Charge, or if you discard like the Neptibus with the Teus, you can revive the Dragoons, and then Saryuja special summon the Pike. And the level 3 Gun is just so you can sometimes try to revive your level 7s. And that way you can make the Tomahawk and go off from there and with the level 7s. Because I also play the 2 Megalos here. The 2 Megalos and the Teus, they combo out into a Tomahawk, and the Tomahawk just gives you the 5 tokens. And then based off on that combo there, you can turbo out Saryuja and try to draw into a couple other power cards.
Do you ever trigger his double attack effects? Like for game,
yeah.
like does that happen a lot where you don't do the massive combo and you just beat him down?
Yes, it happens quite often actually. And sometimes you get rid of the Neptibus, you tribute Neptibus, and then Neptibus brings back your heavy infantry, and then heavy infantry you can additional normal summon your Diva if you have it, or you can additional normal summon another heavy infantry.
Oh, that gets out of hand so fast. Yes.
All right, so that's it for the Mermails. I play triple Swap Frog. For the Swap Frog, I play the 1 Ronin Totem, obviously. And I also chose to play Dupe Frog. And I like Dupe Frog because when you're hard making Totally Awesome by not using Bahamut Shark, most of the times, like they just run over your Toad, right?
Yeah.
Dupe Frog makes Toad infinitely stronger. and I love playing the Dupe Frog. It's more fodder for the Ronin Totem that you can always link, make a lot of link plays. And the Dupe Frog it helps your board. It makes it stronger. They can't just summon a big monster and beat over your Toad and then just, now you don't have that negation with Toad. So I like playing the Dupe Frog.
Okay, very cool. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm playing the triple Nimble Angler.
All right, so you saw something like this in OCG. Is that what inspired it, or did you see this card beforehand and you're like, I want to do something with it?
No, yeah, I saw a deck list in the OCG. Took a little bit of inspiration from there. Also, I took a little inspiration from someone's top 4 OTS deck profile, and I thought, oh well, okay. And that was about the time that Saryuja came out, and congrats to that guy for being top 4 in the OTS. Along with the Nimble Angler, if you don't know what this card does, is whenever it's sent from the deck or from your hand to the graveyard, you get to special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters. And so that's why I chose Beaver and I chose Nimble Sunfish. So Nimble Sunfish literally does nothing.
It has to be destroyed by battle, right?
It's another name. Yeah, it has to be destroyed by battle, special summon.
That's not going to happen.
That never happened. It's a Garnet, basically. But it's another name, and you need names to make Saryuja.
But the Beaver does something kind of cool,
Beaver
right?
does something pretty cool, and I used this effect a couple times. Whenever it's normal summon, you can special summon a Nimble monster from your deck or from your graveyard. And then it's just like a 1-card Mistar Boy or 1-card Link 2.
Awesome. That's really interesting. I really love when you play decks like this. Like it's
And for the most part, like even if you do draw them, you have other cards to kind of get rid of them out of your hand, so they're not completely dead. You have Swap Frogs to discard them. You have Twin Twisters to discard like the cards like these. Tejas, you need to discard a Water Monster, so they're Water Monsters. Megalo requires a Water Monster. Most of your combos require one random Water Monster in your hand. Anyways.
And they're all level 2s, right?
They're all level 2s too.
Oh man. All right.
All right, so that's the Nimbles. I played 2 Gamma Seals with True Draco and a bunch of negations running around. You have to play the Gamma Seals, and they're also Water Monsters, so if you draw them, you can always pitch them. I played 2 Ash for hand traps and 3 Ghost Ogres.
So you said that you thought that Ghost Ogre is a much better choice this format than Ash Blossom, right? Okay, why do you think that?
Just hitting like Electromite and also like the True Dracos, like sometimes they're not always going to summon Amano Iwata, so hitting the diagrams or hitting the Electromites, hitting Scales, it's just a good card overall.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree on the choice.
And I like the Ashes when I go up against like a Dino matchup, and I do not like the Ghost Ogres when I go up against Dino matchup. So I mean it's not the worst. Like you can always hit the Tyranno Conductor and get it off board, but I'd rather hit the pill with the Ash.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, and for spell cards, I play Soul Charge.
Okay.
So this card is god. I never lost a game when I drew Soul Charge. And you draw it a lot with the with Saryuja, actually. It comes out a lot 'cause you're thinning your deck out so much.
You're drawing a lot.
You're thinning your deck out so much, doing Swap Frogs effects, sending Ronin Tonans, doing all your Nimble plays, doing searching for Megalo, searching for Tejas, your whole Neptibus, sending Dragoons to add Dragoons. Like you're just searching everything, and you're getting everything out of your deck. So once you make Saryuja, you start drawing into your power cards,
right?
Such as Soul Charge, Monster Reborn. 1-for-1 is another starter card that I kind of want to have in my deck.
And that's for Neptibus?
And that's for Neptibus.
Right, that makes sense.
And there's a cool combo with the 1-for-1. It's a one. I mean, obviously you have to have a monster in hand, but if you draw a 1-for-1, you can do a 1-card Saryuja basically.
Okay.
It came up once in the tournament. Foolish Burial. I played this card just because I kind of want to turbo out, right? If I don't draw Neptibus, I want to turbo out Saryuja so I can draw the Neptibus.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this card sends Nimble Angler to the graveyard and you get the 2 names.
Right, because it can be sent from the deck or the hand, right?
Right. Also, with if let's say you go through all your plays and everything, you can always send a Ronin Totem. You can always send what is it? You can always send. I'm blanking, but I remember at one point I actually opened up these 2 and I didn't open up Neptibus, and I sent Neptibus to the graveyard, and then I Monster Reborn and I went off.
We
from
did
there.
It the hard way, boys.
We did it the hard way. But there are cards. It works. 2 Twin Twisters for Pendulum Magician and just like Floodgates in general. True Draco. It's pretty good. And then the 1 Abyssgale and Mizuchi for the Megalo.
Cool. Awesome.
Most of the times I always search this with the Megalo and I make Saryuja and you have to return 3 cards, so this card is always like one of the 3 that I return back into the deck. Unless I'm pushing for game that turn.
Cool, awesome. Let's go into your extra deck here.
Alrighty. I play the 1 Bahamut Shark.
And he likes to special out Frog, right?
Oh yeah, I like to special out.
There you go.
Totally Awesome.
Star of the show right here.
I played 2 Totally Awesome. This card is
Totally Awesome?
Amazing, yeah.
Would you say it's totally awesome?
I know a lot of players don't play Cat Shark, but I love Cat Shark. Who doesn't like a Dryden during either player's turn?
Also,
right?
It's adorable.
So you make it. So my goal with this is you make it with 2 infantries, or you sometimes even make it with 1 infantry. And it came up a lot more than you expect. That it comes up a lot, and you make it with infantry underneath it, and when you detach the infantry, it's gonna pop the infantry on a separate chain. It's gonna pop a card.
Okay.
And this card, the infantry got to pop Mechabus. It got to pop Scales. It got to pop a lot of cards. And
awesome.
it can't die by battle either if it has another water monster underneath it. So it's a good defensive card. And then I play the number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk. This is the only rank 7 that I play.
Okay,
yes. And it
gets tokens, right?
It special summons level 6 tokens. So with the level 6 tokens, you can make like a lot of link plays basically. And I play the Clifford Genius. They're all machine tokens, by the way. So I play Clifford Genius because it points that way.
Oh, okay.
And you're able to then start off and do like a proxy dragon and then a link spider, and with the token, and you can make the Saryuja.
All right.
Saryuja there.
Okay, the other star of the show.
The star of the show.
The actual star of the show.
The actual star of the show.
Slightly bigger than your frogs.
I summoned this card. This card's amazing all day. I summoned it every single game.
That's why they give you a mat with it, right? They're like, dude, you're the best. There you go.
The one Link Karibo, I played the Link Karibo because sometimes you have to manipulate your graveyard to bring out Molan Glacia. Sometimes you have 4 water monsters in the graveyard and you have Neptibus on field, and you need to get another water monster engraved. And a way to do that is just linking away your Neptibus into a Link Karibo.
Cool.
And it helped out a couple times. Shout outs to Cone for letting me borrow this card. I think I actually won a match with it. He couldn't do. He had to battle something, and I think he had to kill my Toad, and I just like negated the big attack or something.
Classic Karibo.
The one with Starboy. It makes your water monsters like
big.
and it's good because it's good for recovery plays. So whenever they kill it, you get to add back a water monster. Firewall Dragon. I didn't want to play this, but I chose to play it just because I needed like another Link 4, essentially like something that can get rid of targets on the field or add back. But I never summoned this once throughout the tournament. But in theory, it was pretty good. And then I played 3.
And these are
Cherries.
Ash Blossom targets, right?
Cherries.
Oh, cherry targets. Sorry, wrong girl.
ABC, because you never know what you're gonna play out of.
Did that one? All right, sorry about that. Okay, so we're going over your Cherries targets, right?
Right.
Okay, so
I was playing Heavy, Metal Foes, Electromite, Invoke Mechaba, and ABC Dragon Buster.
Okay, cool. And did the Dragon Buster come up at all today?
Dragon Buster didn't come up at all during the tournament.
Mechaba did you say?
Mechaba came up twice, and at that point I was already winning the game after I drew the Cherries.
Oh, okay.
It didn't matter. Most of the time Invoked they have to get rid of things from their graveyard or side of the field because
you don't play any lights except for your
water monsters.
Yeah, you only have the Ghost Ogre.
But I wanted it just in case because I know I'm gonna make them go first. So if they're gonna summon a Alistair and search, I'm gonna try to hit their Mechaba.
Makes sense.
Right. And then obviously
I guess that one's important, right?
If you hit this one, you should win the game. Alrighty.
All right, cool. Let's get into your side deck.
For my side deck, I played.
This is just like Stops Pendulum Magicians, right? That's the whole thing.
triple anti-spell and True Draco.
Right.
Triple anti-spell and I'm talking about Saryuja a lot, but like Saryuja definitely was the MVP. It's Saryuja in the extra deck MVP and Neptibus in the main deck MVP. This card lets you draw into your floodgates when you're comboing off.
Right.
So as long as you draw one of these floodgates, you should be okay in the matchup. And these cards right here were amazing. This card, I chose to play 3 of these because it essentially hurts a lot of matchups such as ABC.
Right.
It hurts
Invoked. Right.
It hurts Pendulum Magician, like they can't do anything.
Oof.
So I like these.
It's relevant again. That's crazy. After a Zodiac format, I thought it would be done.
I played 1 evenly matched. This is a deck that you kind of. I was iffy about this card because you kind of want your battle phase in this deck. I know there are some decks like Paleozoics where, you don't really have a big battle phase.
Right.
My deck spams out a bunch of big monsters. I can push through a couple monsters and maybe OTK you, but like decks such as like Invoked or decks such as like Paleozoics, like weaker decks that don't spit out a bunch of big monsters, they need this card. Whereas I don't think I needed it, but just because True Draco just being so dominant and so into the format right now, a lot of people are playing it. I feel like sometimes you might need this, and I think I missed like a second one. I would have felt a little safer having a second one in my side deck.
What would you have dropped for the second one, do you think?
I think I would have dropped the 3rd Gamma Seal.
Okay.
Or maybe like an anti-spell.
Did 3rd Gamma Seal ever come in handy?
Yeah, I cited the 3rd Gamma Seal a couple times, but I mean, you just need to see 1 Gamma Seal and then you go off.
Yeah.
And you should be able to kill them. I played Twin Twister.
And that's your 3rd one, right?
That's my 3rd Twin Twister. I'm always scared of like regionals because you just play a bunch of random decks sometimes, and you don't know what
you
you're
don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah.
I saw a bunch of Paleozoics running around, and also like because you need to get rid of those floodgates that True Draco play, such as like the Monarch's Erupt.
Oh yeah.
All those bad floodgates, you need to get rid of them. And Twin Twister's pretty good, and it's also pretty good against the scales. But
Okay.
if I'm going first, I'm obviously gonna want to have these. So maybe only 2 Twin Twisters overall. So if you would ask me, like, I'd probably take out like the Twin Twister over the Gameciel. Probably keep the Gameciel in for like a second evenly matched.
Okay.
I played 2 Chalice.
Now you talked about maybe wanting a 3rd Chalice too.
Yeah. So
Do you think maybe take out the Gameciel and Twin Twisters for a Chalice and a Evenly?
Right. So
Okay.
maybe like two evenly matched here and 3 Chalice. So Chalice is important because, and I definitely missed the 3rd one because I want to draw this games 2 and 3 versus Pendulum decks or decks that can spam out rank 4 decks because you know that they're going to go into Dweller going first,
Yep.
and you need all your graveyard effects to come up. So 3rd Chalice would be pretty good, and it always helps you negate negate stuff if they don't make Dweller. So it's a good versatile card.
Oh, definitely.
Obviously the 3 Cherries,
Right.
and then the 1 Ash.
Did you ever side in that extra Ash?
Yeah, I sided it in against like decks like 60 cards.
Oh yeah.
So I want to negate. I obviously want to negate the grass. And it actually did come in handy having the 3 Ashes in the deck because I negated. He left arm offering for like 3.
Oh my gosh,
and
that feels bad.
I ashed and he just like scooped.
Yep.
So yeah, you want to have the 3rd Ash in your main deck when you play against decks like True Draco, or you want to negate the Demise. You want to negate the grass is greener. You want to negate those double evolution pills, and sometimes like even ashing the Alistair so they don't get the invocations.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's look at that combo you're talking about a little bit earlier. You said there was a 1 card Saryuja. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So throughout the tournament, before the tournament, I was looking at a lot of like I didn't have a lot of time to play test like what I wanted, right? Just because of work and other stuff.
Real life.
Basically.
I feel you, brother.
And,
I feel you.
so I looked up a lot of YouTube videos, a lot, and I got a lot of inspiration from there, and I learned a lot of cool combos there. And so thanks to all the Mermail community, they're pretty active and stuff.
All 6 of you guys are really doing it.
All 6. That's right. So if you start off with a 1-for-1 and like a
Any monster,
and this happened against my invoked matchup, where we were both like at a simplified game state. He had stunned me pretty hard, and I stunned him pretty hard. But at one point, he was able to top deck a invoked or an Alistair, and he went off with Makaba, and he had an Underclock Taker and a Makaba underneath it, and he was able to beat over one of my monsters. The next turn, I drew into 1-for-1, and I had a 1-for-1, a Ghost Ogre, and I had a Megalo. So all he had was an Underclock Taker, a Makaba, and obviously the Alistair that he added back by putting the invocation back. So that was his only. He didn't want to get rid of his Alistair in hand, right? So I activate the 1-for-1. I discard the Megalo because at this point I think I had already used both of my Dragoons, and I think he like drone locked me earlier, something like that, or ashed my Dragoons. Anyways, so I wanted to keep the Ghost Ogre for the Mechaba. So I would ditch my Megalo, and I bring out the Neptibus. Right. The Neptibus activated its effect to send the. I did have 1 Dragoons to send the Dragoons to the graveyard. I had 1 Dragoons in deck still, so I sent the Dragoons to the graveyard, and I was able to add my Atlantean Marksman to my hand. And then off of there, the Dragoons triggered, and it was able to add back the Deep Sea Diva to my hand.
Okay.
From there, I normal summoned Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva special summoned the Atlantean Heavy Infantry. The Atlantean Heavy Infantry enabled me to additional normal summon my Marksman. Marksman beat over the Underclock Taker. It brought out the
Special
heavy
summon,
infantry,
right?
and then from there I made a Cat Shark. Made a Cat Shark, and Cat Shark popped the Mekaba, and then I was able to Saryuja. But if I didn't have that, if I couldn't beat over anything with Marksman, you still have
You still have
the four monsters here, and the 4 monsters were awesome. After I was able to pop the Mekaba with the heavy infantry, I made Saryuja, and Saryuja was able to draw me into Monster Reborn. And Monster Reborn, I Monster Reborn his Mekaba, and I was able to take the game from there.
Oh man, that's so so it's technically a 2-card combo. You need the 1-for-1 and
combo.
any monster.
Any monster. But it was good. So that was a combo that I learned on YouTube earlier during the week.
Cool. Anything else cool that you did with the deck that you think is kind of special?
Not really. Most of the time, your main goal is to try to get to Mullen Glacier.
Mullen Glacier, Saryuja, and you have Totally Awesome. It sounds like you have a lot of ways to attack from. You got some negates you can beat, you can hand disrupt.
And most of the time you want to go into Mullen Glacier and then make Saryuja. Saryuja can draw you into either your soul charges, it can draw you into some of your hand traps, it can draw you into Swap Frog, and it's good when you draw into Swap Frog because you can always activate the effect of Saryuja to special summon that Swap Frog and combo out from there. So you don't need those like 2 water monsters to discard. You don't need that 1 water monster, so it's pretty good.
All right, awesome. So do you have any shout outs that you'd like to make to your friend?
Yeah, so shout outs to Top for Tier Gaming, shout outs to Drew, shout outs to Robin, shout outs to Nick. Shout outs to anyone in the San Antonio community that helped me borrow cards. Shout outs to Aaron for having that random pile. I was able to borrow the 2 ashes from him. Shout outs to my amazing girlfriend. Shout outs to Kwikpanik and Shenanigans Gaming. And appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
Cool. Thank you so much, Miguel. I really appreciate it. Congrats. Do you think you'll keep on playing?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mermails are getting a little boost with Light of Sekka. Light of Sekka comes out I think this next set, so that's a really good power spell card. And if Needle Fiber comes out, you definitely want to pick up those Undines because Undines are going to be powerful.
Ooh, and a little bit of Marco Watch from Miguel. All right, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Congrats, and hope to see a little bit more from you later.
Thank you.